You are only a few minutes away from Casey Jones Village in Jackson, one of Tennessee's top 10 tourist attractions. Casey Jones has inspired the continued growth of this village due to his heroic actions more than 100 years ago. Casey Jones gave his life to save the lives of others in a railroad wreck near Canton, Mississippi. Today, the village is a historic reminder of Casey, the wreck, and the past. It is hospitality Southern style.
Welcome to Brookshaw & Son Old Country Store here in Casey Jones Village, Jackson, Tennessee. Hi, I'm Juanita Shaw and I'm your guide today. And I'm going to take you through the Old Country Store. Here in our foyer, you'll see a lot of famous people who have visited the Old Country Store. We've had Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, David Purcell, Gene Evans, Jim Ed Brown, Hank Williams Jr., Brenda Lee, Barbara Mandrell, Minnie Pearl, Randy Travis, Pat Boone, Grandpa Jones, Marty Stewart, Floretta Lynn. This is Brooke Shaw, my father-in-law, who is founder of the Old Country Store, and we've been in business for 45 years. Now I want to show you what makes this store unique. Brooke Shaw started this store with a collection of country store antiques. He was given 3 antiques by good friends, and that started his fever. And within 5 years, he collected 10,000 antiques. We feature one of the region's biggest candy stores. We have barrels and barrels of candy, old-fashioned rock candy, jawbreakers, all sorts of different types of stick candy. Ooh, yum. You can't pass by these barrels and not get a bite. Here in our 1890s ice cream parlor, we have lots of treats for you to enjoy. Right here out of our old-fashioned Coca-Cola box, you can get an original Coca-Cola. And we're famous for our hand-dipped ice cream. We serve our regional Turner's Quality Check. In the center of the ice cream parlor is our antique soda fountain. It was completely handmade in the 1880s. My mother-in-law, Ann Shaw, likes to call it the heart of the store. Also in the ice cream parlor, we offer homemade fudge. Lots of flavors to choose from. Chocolate pecan, peanut butter, Rocky Road, butter pecan. We also feature sugar-free fudge, and it's homemade here in our store. The ice cream parlor is a favorite spot for live music.
It feels like old home folk here because I love coming back. Great food, you can't beat the food, and you know, just going around seeing everything that's here in the store itself, and you know, I just look forward to it every time I get to come back down here.
We feature local products from nearby communities like Brownsville and Finger, Tennessee, such as sorghum, Trip Country ham, and honey from nearby Savannah. The store and the merchandise that we offer reflects who we are here in West Tennessee, like our teapots and our old-fashioned quilts. We have a large selection of old-fashioned soaps, many that are hard to find. Homemade lye soap, octagon soap, almond goat milk soap, milk and mint. Another popular item here at the Old Country Store are our coonskin hats, just like Davy Crockett wore. And also our Paris guns. They are replicas of old-fashioned guns. Wind chimes are so popular. They're beautiful, and it's a nice gift to take home.
Hello friends, I'm Jim Ed Brown, the Grand Ole Opry. If you're traveling anywhere near Jackson, Tennessee, the Old Country Store is the place you have to visit. You can't pass it up. You know, I think my mother came in here and taught these cooks how to cook because this is the closest thing I've seen to my mama's cooking in a long time. And some of them are even better than that. Anyway, anytime you're here at the Old Country Store in Jackson, Tennessee, stop in. I stop here all the time.
Here at Brookshaw & Son Old Country Store, We like to call our buffet our family table. The foundation of the Southern table is our vegetables. Our fried chicken is always fresh, hand battered, and fried to perfection. We also offer Mississippi Delta catfish. We have the region's best salad bar. But our signature item is our fried crackling cornbread. This cornbread recipe came from Clark's grandmother. For all you folks who are in a big hurry, we have our legendary buffets to go. It's the same great Southern food that we serve on our buffets. You can get this for takeout, or you can eat in at our community table, where you can make a new friend. We're proud to offer cookbooks from all over the South. We have a great selection of old-fashioned aprons, and so many of our guests go home with a copy of the Old Country Store cookbook, and many of our recipes from our restaurant are featured in this book. Be sure and take a souvenir home with you. We have a large selection of souvenirs featuring the Old Country Store. We offer a wide selection of t-shirts. The most popular one is, "Hey y'all, bye y'all," from Tennessee.
We are now in the lobby of our Casey Jones Museum. To my right is our wonderful Casey Jones train store, in which you can find lots of things related to trains and Casey Jones. To my left is our Casey Jones Theater, in which you can see the 9-minute movie that tells about the life of Casey Jones. Behind our theater, we have a huge exhibit hall, which has lots of railroad memorabilia and lots of information about Casey Jones. Also, we have the steam engine that's a replica of Casey's steam engine 382, and we have the home in which Casey Jones and his family were living in 1900, and you can actually tour that home. This is one of the best railroad museums you will see anywhere in this country. We have some things that no one else has. We have all the history of Casey Jones. We have even the actual engineer certification when Casey Jones became an engineer. We have a whole exhibit on the family of Casey Jones. Pictures of his wife, his children. We even have a lot of personal items from his granddaughter who lives here in town, the things that were on her coffee table. Another thing we have are exhibits on the people who were involved in the Casey Jones story. We have a whole exhibit on Sim Webb, the fireman who was in the engine with Casey Jones when he died back in 1900. We even have a whole exhibit on Stamp Day, which tells us about the stamp that was issued in 1950 to honor Casey Jones. We have a hobo exhibit. Some of you may remember the hobos, and we have their system of signs that the hobos use to pass messages along. We have a huge exhibit on Casey and our culture. You just can't imagine how many things have been made or created to honor Casey Jones. We even have a telegrapher's desk. You can punch a button and hear an actual telegraph message that would have been sent from one railroad station to another. We have so many interesting things that tell about the railroad history and why it was so important to our country. We have a wonderful new exhibit on the railroads and the Civil War. I told you that we have things that no other railroad museum in the whole world has, and this is one of the things. We have the actual horse-drawn hearse that took Casey's coffin from the church here in Jackson to the cemetery where he's buried. Now this room we call our Jackson room, which is our local history room. We even have 5 men from Jackson who were presidents of the national railroads. Not only do we have the most amazing train station and museum you'll find anywhere, we have the most extraordinary gift shop that you will find anywhere that has to do with trains. Everything in our gift shop is in some way related to trains or railroads. This is a 1917 depot hack from the railroad station in Nashville, Tennessee, used to display some of our wonderful merchandise here. We have all kinds of CDs, movies, we have Christmas ornaments, we have trains for little children. We have trains for big children too. We have a whole section of train merchandise for the model train lover. They can even try them out, punch the buttons and watch them run. We even have signs for model trains. We have books on model trains. We have railroad caps that will fit all sizes. We have railroad mugs. We have railroad keychains with railroad logos. We have bandanas, which every train enthusiast certainly needs. This is our children's area, and it certainly appeals to children of all ages. We have lots of trains for children to play with. We have books they can read. We have a Thomas movie they can watch. A favorite souvenir for visitors from everywhere is a t-shirt. We have a large selection of t-shirts going from sizes under 1 year to extra, extra large. Now that you've learned a lot about Casey Jones, we're going to take a look at his home, the home where he was actually living at the time of his death in 1900. This is the parlor, as it was called in 1900. We would say today a living room or possibly a music room. The room on this side is today decorated as a living room, but at the time Casey Jones was here, it was probably a multi-purpose room, and after Casey Jones died, Janie Brady Jones, his wife, used this to board railroaders. So this was a boarding room at one time. This is the dining room of the Casey Jones home. This is where they had their meals, had visitors, and was the center of a lot of the Jones family life. This was the bedroom that was occupied by Janie and Casey Jones. The bedspread on the bed was actually crocheted by Janie Jones. We're thrilled to have that bedspread. And this is the room that would be called today the master bedroom. This was the children's bedroom. And in the homes then, generally no matter how many children there were, they occupied one bedroom. This was a very modern bathroom for 1900. As a matter of fact, most folks did not have indoor bathrooms. They were outdoors, so this was quite a modern thing for 1900. This is the kitchen of the Jones home. Obviously, this is where all the meals were prepared. Some meals were served in the kitchen, some in the dining room, which was just across the breezeway. We can just imagine what sort of conversations took place here. Casey telling about his day on the railroad and things that happened in his job as engineer.
There's a lot more to see and do while at Casey Jones Village. Visit the specialty shops. See a wood carver at work inside the Casey Jones store. Play miniature golf. Do not be surprised to see a little picking and grinning by local and sometimes famous artists. There could even be a car show or some other event in progress at our outdoor theater. There might be a Civil War reenactment in progress. Casey Jones' heroic actions more than 100 years ago and a song written by an engine wiper who worshiped Casey are celebrated here daily. And you're about to be a part of that celebration. Enjoy your visit. And remember, it's always hospitality Southern style at Casey Jones Village in Jackson, Tennessee.